major problem when dating middle-aged women. I want you younger guys to pay close attention to this, and some of you older fellas, this is going to be like, it's going to piss off a few people, I know that. So I've got a longer-term coaching client, and he keeps running into a problem over and over again when he's dealing with these middle-aged women that he's dating. He's a very successful 50-year-old guy, C-suite, makes 7 and a bit figures per year, net worth is high 8s. He's doing real well in life, let's just say. He's got it all together. He's a 6'6", a 6 foot tall, 600 horsepower pants, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. He is probably the top 1% of all guys out there. But the problem that he keeps dealing with is he keeps dealing with middle-aged women, and he gets like starry-eyed. So I'm still working with him on this one. And, he asked me to make this video to, of course, offer some clarity to the public because we talked about it in great length. So I thought I would break it down. Let me put it to you this way. You guys know that I'm a car guy. If you watch my channel for a while, should be obvious to you. I'm filming this in my McLaren. But the thing that you got to understand about these 35 to 45, 50-year-olds even sort of thing is a lot of guys will start dealing with them after they get through their divorce, and they think that they're like the best thing since sliced bread, if you will. If I can put it in the resto-mods sort of context, I love older cars. Okay, my favorite car is probably I would have to pin it as a 1970 Boss Mustang 429. Resto-mod the shit out of it. They look beautiful. Older women are kind of like a resto-mod. Okay, they look really good. They've had the updated suspension, the updated motor, the interior's fixed. They updated the brakes from drums to discs all the way around, big brake kit, all that sort of stuff. But the fact still remains, it's a 1970s car. Okay, same thing with these chicks, 45, 50 years old. They can get out of a divorce. They go get their post-divorce tatas done, the tailor-made titty sort of thing. Hair's all done, makeup, the Brazilian butt lifts, blah, 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 all of a sudden. And, they kind of bamboozle some of the guys that are still somewhat plugged in or still sort of dealing with a little bit of the problem, because what they fail to understand is even a car, it doesn't matter if it's been perfectly resto-modded up to modern type of conditions, it's still got, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 miles on the body and a whole bunch of owners. And with that comes a whole bunch of problems and drama and all kinds of things that come with it. And guys forget that. You don't deal with that when you're dealing with younger women, right? They haven't had their heart broken a few times. They haven't been cheated on. The stories that some of these older chicks start crying about to guys is just, it's almost endless. So yeah, it does look great on the outside, on surface level. It's sort of like, pretty kick-ass looking with, the final details sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's still an older car and it's going to have problems, right? You can't, like, a 1970s resto-mod Mustang can't hold a candle to this. Not even fucking close. New cars, new additions, newer models always have less headaches, less problems, they're more reliable. They break down less often. They have less, mental breakdown sort of things. And they also come with a lot less of the baggage that comes with older cars and older women sort of thing, right? They've been married once, twice, 3 times. They've got 1, 2, 3 kids from maybe 1, 2, 3 different fathers. They've, so-and-so did this and that, they cheated on me, right? It's like endless stories of this, that, and the other thing that have to deal with today as a seasoned gentleman. And let's be honest, most of the guys that age, they've worked through most of their stuff. They just don't come with the drama and the baggage, right? Like a 45, 50-year-old guy that's top shelf, top 1% is far more valuable in a sexual marketplace than a 45, 50-year-old woman. Men and women don't age the same, okay? A woman's sexual market value peaks around 23. They've done lots of studies on this. It's cross-cultural. Any continent, any culture, anywhere from 18 to 70, they've done surveys in Evo Psych studies many, many times. It's been repeated. And every single guy, when given the choice of a lineup of 20-year-olds all the way up to 70, routinely pick about 22, 23. They don't pick 45-year-olds with tailor-made titties and Brazilian butt lifts and hair. And you see them in the gym, right? And, they're pretty women, right? Like, Some guys will be like, that's very attractive. I like that. I like a MILF or whatever it happens to be. But I'll tell you something. Let me share with you a little personal story, okay? When I got out of my divorce around 39 or so, 40, I started dating, met this hot single mom, ticked off whatever boxes I thought were important at the time, had a couple of kids in tow from her prior marriage, from that divorce. And she had some serious baggage, as do all women, as it continued to repeat itself over and over again as I continue to go through like the dating phases. I dated this woman for a couple of years. And, this one time she had this event that we had to go to. I can't remember what it was, but I was down at her place, brought a change of clothes, nice shirt, pants sort of thing. She basically wanted me to show up looking like arm candy. She hops in the passenger seat of my nice ride. She's got the mom car. She wants to hop in the nice car that I'm driving, and I show up, big, tall, buff dude, muscles, looking nice in his, outfit sort of thing, making bank. And she wants to show me off as arm candy, basically. And I said to her when I was hopping in the shower, I said, do me a solid, can you iron that shirt for me so, we can rip at it? And she's like, oh, no, I'm not going to iron a shirt for a man. And I was like, excuse me? You're not going to iron a shirt? What? Pardon me? So I probed, right? Why won't this chick do something for me? I'm at her house for her event, make her look good sort of thing. And she's unwilling to iron a shirt for me. So she proceeds to tell me the story, okay? When she was in her mid-20s, her mom died a year or something like that, before. She claimed her father was always cheating, going outside of the marriage, blah, blah, blah sort of thing. And she came home one day after traveling the world for several years, doing what, women do when they travel the world for 7 years in their party years sort of thing. She came home, and her father was not to be seen on the main floor, and this new woman was in the house shortly after her mom died, ironing his shirt. And she swore from that day that she would never, ever iron a man's shirt because of that incident. Now, that's just one of dozens for some women, hundreds of whatever it happens to be, of circumstances or scenarios where women carry this baggage around with them into their later years. So not only are they older and less desirable, they're, if you're looking to have kids, you want to have kids with a woman, you're not going to have it with a 45-year-old, right? Like, what's the point? Okay. Younger women bring less baggage, they're more attractive, they're more fertile, they don't have as much drama, they haven't had their hearts broken, they haven't been through 20, 30, 50, 100 guys, right? Like, women just can't seem to get it through their heads that their value is based on purity. Basically it boils down to this. You see, women look at a guy and they're more interested in his future. Does he have his shit together? Does he make money? That sort of stuff. They're more interested in his financial resources, okay? Guys, on the other hand, and they don't always do this, but I'm going to tell you right now, once you adopt this philosophy, it completely changes. Guys, on the other hand, you need to be more concerned with their past, okay? What kind of baggage does she bring to the table? How many kids from how many different guys? What kind of trauma, does she bring? If it's not the ironing thing, what, 72 other items does it happen to be that pile up that you now have to contend with because she dealt with that shit 10, 15, 20 years ago, and she hasn't gotten it out of her system. She's still hung up on it, sort of thing.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel? Hit subscribe.